Do a month-old boot review. So you can see how this abrasion resistant coating functions when you're out stomping branches and chopping. It does scuff, but it's really good. These are the hot weather version, and so since it's been warming up, these will be my boot that I wear every day. And you can see the difference of Griffin's mink oil. The only thing that concerns me about this is that it has paraffin in it, and I like that it darkens it slightly. You can check the threads. So I'm trying to get just a wax build up around the threads for protection. Takes a long time. And the paraffin seems to really float to the surface, honestly. It doesn't embed into the leather. And these boots, now I gotta go back and redo this again, I guess. It takes a long time to seal the leather. This leather is really, really nice. It's absolutely phenomenal. The only issue is when I first got them, when I was stretching them, the other set did not ruin but you see that the leather broke through, so I had to take a clamp and redo the, I don't know, collar, whatever these things are called. And so I'm deciding now to just go through and start oiling where I would potentially need if I were to have to take these into water. And quality, I mean, they look like they're untouched after a month of constant wearing. The rivets are nice, and leather's just fantastic. The only issue is the insole needs to be replaced. I don't want to bring it out, but cloth coating or cloth or whatever is on the rubber, though the insoles are very comfortable, they wrinkle and separate. And so you can see some cuts. I'm too rough with shoes, but you don't want to worry and think about your shoes when you're doing something. And I don't remember if it was these or the other pair, but you can see the tread, and this is the high point. The whole thing is curved, and it lets you shift very comfortably. And so you see how the Vibram wears over time. You get a few nicks and dings, and it's typical walking on low grade cement that uses large gravel. It's holding up exceptionally well. These boots, this tread, if it wears consistently like this, I have no doubt that these won't last 5 years at least. before it needs to be with every single day wear, because they're almost just, after a month, it's just non-existent wear. It's just a little bit of abrasion building, but they almost feel just like they were when I opened the box. This is a bit rough, and that's what you're going to expect. So that's going to wear quicker. But, so, I don't walk toe heavy. So you can compare the Vibram tread wear of the toe, which is almost untouched, to the rest of the tread. And it's so minimal. It's very impressive stuff that I'm used to shoes that wear noticeably because of how I transition my feet around, that I get a lot of wear at this area of the foot, and I get a lot of wear here because I walk a bit duck-footed. And I'm going to learn how to retread these eventually when the time comes. But you can see how this foam layer, it's the other ones that are really soft now. But this compresses. This is more firm than the Temperates. And this leather, this suede, is just amazing quality. The only issue with the hot weathers is this canvas or nylon. I don't know what it is on these. It's nylon on the others, but it is thinner, and it's noticeably thinner. But they each offer a type of quality of comfort that if the weather's a bit cold and rough, using the thicker canvas, it has a different security to it. I want to say it makes you feel like you can handle any situation. And then during warmer conditions, when there's no snow on the ground, these are very comfortable. They just, you can see how easily they flex. I mean, they're just fantastic boots. And so it took me 2 months to find a boot that had all the specifications that I need, with a soft toe. A reinforced toe is just a fantastic feature. And you don't have to worry about what you're doing with them. So that when you are out on the mountain and you're doing rugged things, you don't want to worry about your fucking boots. You know you're gonna be kicking stuff. You're gonna take a weird step and sink in, because soil up in the mountains is different than in the valley or the plains, in that it's all bedded there. Well, here, there can be all sorts of different soft spots. It's inconsistent. And these, I mean, because we have stone stairs, that I can just hook right on this thing right here. I can just aim this right onto a pivot point of a rock and just balance there. That is how reliable they are. And I probably wouldn't climb a mountain in these. I mean, at least doing what I used to do. I mean, you could obviously hike and climb a mountain, but I used to do things that were very dangerous, where there was this, it's like a fissure inside of a mountain here. It's like a cave almost, but when you enter, there's about 12 feet before it's a wall straight up. And so I could climb up that and explore these little crevices. And anyway, so hopefully I'm not making a mistake by using this mink oil, but so far it hasn't done any harm. It leaves a nice paraffin coating, which is a higher friction. You can feel it when the wax builds up. And you feel comfortable stepping into obtuse environments where there might be some snow over here because it never melted, and then over here you got mud and dirt, and then you got an inclined plane, and then you got other rocks that you have to traverse, and these just knock it out of the ballpark for an everyday comfort boot that you can also walk on cement without worrying about the tread wear. Because the other boots, the Rockies that I have, that tread is so aggressive that it just wears and wears and wears, and you have to watch how you walk, because those boots, I use them now for, they're saved for emergencies. And if I'm going to stay home and work in deep snow, and it's really nice to have these variables. And so you can see what I'm probably not gonna oil or wax this. I might condition it, but I wanted to get this just in case I have to step into something deep, and it gets into this section here, and then I can work this in, and that way it'll, it won't crack or fail over time, hopefully. And got to protect the threading. That is the most important part, it seems. And you can see the buildup. Wax for the thread. And since the paraffin doesn't really soak into the threading, it just sort of sits on the surface, that it so far the threads are not cracking or breaking. This is probably from me just kicking a stick or something sideways, is exactly what I would be doing to get something out of the way when I'm focused. And so you can see the wear, the abrasions, strikes and kicks, and so it's not absolutely impermeable, but I think the only thing that would be better would be like Kevlar, honestly. And these are damn fine boots. They're really, really comfortable. I've slept in them many nights, and that's a sign of something that forms to your foot, is if it doesn't disturb you when you sleep. And that keeps you capable of waking up, and when you're in the mountains, if there's a threat, or say a bear comes in, or any animal, because I lived at a lodge where a bear did chase a raccoon into the window, into the room next to me. And this, if you sleep in these, I mean, you're always ready to get up and out and go and handle any situation. They are just absolutely fantastic. And that's the thing about soldiers, they're always ready to fight. So, and you can see how the thread is holding up. This leather is a bit thicker here. It's a bit thinner here. This patch on both of the pairs that I have. You can see the different quality of leathers that are used to emphasize the flex. And these curves even are designed into allowing types of flex and structure. It's not as anti-roll though as the other, but as the Rockies are. The Rockies will catch you after a certain pitch of your ankle roll. These are still just fine. I don't have a problem with them, and I can trust them on how I can pitch and pivot and aim, like the center of my arch of my foot is extremely intuitive, and you can just really aim on all these little key points here of where you need traction and when you need it. It's so well designed that you can really feel these when you're on stone and you're using these to catch yourself and to balance and move forward. And the heel itself is just what a heel should be. It's nothing noticeably different compared to how you can use this when decreasing your incline. And then when you're going down a hill and you need to use rock versus this, you can really rely on this and direct your toe, and your heel becomes pretty much pointless, which should reduce heel wear, but you can see a lot of abrasion because of how I walk. That has me concerned, but we'll see if that, I try to aim more center, but I walk like a duck, so literally walk like a duck. Oh no. So you can see the different colors and the quality of leather. Currently I'm sealing this to make sure that that'll be fine. And it is just absorbing a ton of oil. Does not want to seal. And they're just a damn good boot. It's honestly, it's just this green is awkward. Look at the green. Looks like bile or pea soup. It's an ugly green. Green's my favorite color, but you can see the flexibility. They just, it's something that you can rely on.